Hey Hermits, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dara and today I'm going to be talking you through all of the essay collections on my physical TBR. So these are all of the essay collections that I own in physical form that I am yet to read. I do have some more essay collections on my Kindle, but for now we're just going to talk about the ones that are taking up physical space in my house. First up, we have Feminists Don't Wear Pink and Other Lies, which is an essay collection curated by Scarlett Curtis. And I have actually started reading this one. As you can tell, my bookmarks right there matches my outfit too. And this is a collection of essays from all kinds of different prominent women on different elements of feminism and their interpretation of feminism. So it's not like a traditional feminist text that is didactic and includes a lot of rules and how things should be. It's very much about lots of individual interpretations. And the few essays that I've already read from this collection I have enjoyed. There have been some that I've liked more than others, which is always the case when it is a collection by multiple different authors. But I remember there being a couple that had me laughing out loud, but I just haven't continued reading it yet, and I will. I just think with essay collections in particular, I do often struggle to read them cover to cover. Like when I get to the end of an essay, I'm always tempted to just put it down and move on elsewhere. It doesn't have the same like compelling force behind it as a typical novel does. And that's probably why I have so many unread essay collections on my TBR. Then on a very similar theme, we have Bad Feminist by Roxane Gay. The clear difference here is that this is an essay collection written by one author rather than multiple, but it does still have this vibe of reinterpreting traditional feminism. I received this was a gift from a friend a few years ago, and I feel bad that I haven't read it yet. As with the other one, I actually have read a couple of essays and I did enjoy them, but again, I just find it so easy to put essay collections down and forget about them. But that's something that I want to change in the future. I feel like I want to add here that I'm sorry if you can hear squeaking in the background, but my dogs are fighting over a squeaky ball, and sometimes that's just life. That's the only way I can get any filming done. Next, we have The 100 by Simon Mayer and Jeremy Cordy. And this is a collection of insights and lessons from 100 of the most famous speeches from throughout history. So just by the cover, you can see like the huge variety of people included in this collection. Everyone from Abraham Lincoln to Hitler to Gandhi to Queen Elizabeth. Like there is a wide variety in here. Now, I haven't started reading this, but this is actually the essay collection that has been sitting on my shelves for the longest. I've owned this for about 10, 11, maybe 12 years. So it's time for me to get to this. It's time for me to get to this. I might stick this on my TBR cart so that I read it soon. Then we have The Book of Difficult Fruit by Kate Labo. And this one, this one captivated me as soon as I heard it talked about. So I think this is an essay collection. I think that's how I would categorize it. But essentially, it is a memoir told in a series of essays that are inspired by an A to Z of awkward fruit. That concept itself is just like, but I'm really excited to dive in. Plus, I'm a big fruit fan, but the fruit in here, like there are so many that I've never heard of. Like I've never heard of face clock. What is face clock? I've never heard of lump. What is lump? I didn't know there was a fruit called lump. I've never heard of, I don't know, thimbleberry. What's a thimbleberry? I just think I'm gonna have a really fun time reading this. Immediately, just from reading the synopsis, I think it's going to be funny. I think it's going to be entertaining. I think it's going to be dry and witty, which are all things that I love in essays, in non-fiction in general. So I'm expecting big things from this. I think this is going to be a 5-star read for me. And I very rarely say that about essay collections. Then we have If I Could Tell You Just One Thing by Richard Reed. And this is shameful to admit, but a friend of mine lent me this. In fact, it's the same friend who bought me Bad Feminist. But she lent me this about, I don't know, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, something insane like that. And I'm yet to give it back to her because I'm yet to read it. But this is a collection of short essays in which the author has interviewed prominent figures from various industries. So let's look at some of the people we have in there. And essentially they've asked, the author, has asked for one thing. Like, if you could give me one piece of advice, what would it be? So this is very short essays, each essay filled with one piece of advice from a prominent figure. So let's look at some of the people we have in here. So we have Bill Clinton, we have Joanna Lumley, Stephen Fry, Annie Lennox, Simon Cowell, Harry Belafonte, Katie Piper, so like Joe Malone, Bear Grylls. Like, there is a really wide variety of different figures, like I said, from different industries. So I think this promises to be quite a good read. And also they're so short. Every essay is between like 1 and maybe like maximum 4 pages long. So in theory it will be really easy to get through in like tiny snippets. So if I have a few minutes while I'm making a coffee, if I have a few minutes while I'm just waiting for someone to call me back or something, I should be able to get through this one. I'm saying it so that I can manifest those results, because so far I haven't managed it. And then last but not least, and this is the newest essay collection I believe that I own, and that is the Philosopher Queens, edited by Rebecca Buxton and Lisa Whiting. The subtitle is The Lives and Legacies of Philosophy's Unsung Women. So essentially this is a collection of essays about different female philosophers from throughout history, and I believe each essay is written by a woman who has been inspired by that philosopher. It's also just a very beautiful book, so you have like illustrations of each woman as you go through, which is always a lovely touch, because then we're also like amplifying artists as well, which I love. I'm really looking forward to this one, but I feel like I need to be in a smart girl frame of mind to be reading essays about philosophy. So dog just jumped past. So maybe I need to work my way up, given that essay collections is something that I typically struggle to get through. So there you have it. These are all of the essay collections that are still sitting unread on my TBR. Plenty to get through, but I am an eternal optimist. I think we can do it. If you've read any of the books on this stack, I would love to hear from you in the comments. So jump in the comments below and tell me, where should I start? And if you have any other essay collections that you think would help me, that you think would help me sort of get past this, I don't know, resistance to reading them, then definitely leave your recommendations too. Okay, that's it from me today. I'm gonna love you, I'm gonna leave you, I'm gonna let you get on with the rest of your day, and I will see you in my next upload.